ambitious, great, motivated leaders, enthusiastic, excited about life, creative, thought-provoking entrepreneurs. It's for you. Welcome. This is Feel Free TV. I'm Melissa, your host, and today we have Janae Martin, life purpose coach, and I'm so glad to have her here today because she truly helps people find their purpose and reach their potential. She has the ability to push you to exceed what you thought you could actually do. And I'm so grateful to have her because she's helped me in my business and she's wonderful. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
What happened for you? When did you?
So funny because on some level I always knew
Right.
I wanted to do my own thing, but the problem was I did not know what I wanted to do. So I never wanted to do the lemonade, the babysitting, the mowing the lawn. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
None of that stuff.
But I never had a desire to work for anyone.
Right.
You know, even like applying for job applications when I was younger, even, you know, years ago, that always felt, it didn't feel authentic to me. So the desire has always been there. The problem was just figuring out what.
Right. And I know that can always be hard, you know, because there are a lot of options, and but everything doesn't resonate with you, and it's not until something, you know, you fall in line with something that you're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for me,
right?
And coaching seems to be it for you. So what brought you to coaching?
What brought me to coaching was I guess I can say my own personal and spiritual development. Once I really, you know, got into my journey where I said, okay, I'm gonna, you know, be a better me and find ways to connect to my higher power. And, you know, once I got on my journey, that's when I came from a space where it was like, okay, now I can help other people. Yeah. So it was about positioning myself first, and then from there I can be of service. And as far as, you know, life coaching as a profession, going back to your last question about being an entrepreneur, but not knowing what I wanted to do. Right. When I did my research about coaching, it was like, oh, it was the perfect fit. Yeah. And when I went through with the training and really found how powerful the work is, it was a perfect fit. The what to my, you know, what I desired to do. So
it wasn't until you started looking within and connecting to your higher power and this spiritual journey until you found, you know, your purpose. It wasn't until you gave that to yourself first and you realized, wow, I understand the power of this and I now want to give it to others. Exactly. And that's really great because what kind of expectations did you have for yourself? You have these big goals, these big dreams, but you don't really know what to expect. So how did you deal with your expectations?
Question. In the beginning, my expectations were really high.
Yeah.
They're still high.
Right.
But what I mean when I say that, I said, okay, you know, once I quit my job and really do this 100%, my expectation was that I was going to take that same energy from corporate America and put it into my business. You know, wake up a certain time, work this many hours, go to lunch at this time. That's what I expected of myself. But then I had to step back and give myself permission to enjoy it. And, you know, the balance of working hard, but I left that crazy, you know, life for a reason.
High anxiety.
Exactly. Yes, so, you know, I had to find a balance of, okay, working hard and putting a lot of energy into it, but giving myself an afternoon off or, you know, enjoying my work, enjoying what I do. So, yeah, it was just finding the balance.
Yes, and you set these high expectations for yourself, and then what do you do when you when you realize that maybe you haven't met certain expectations? How do you manage that within yourself? Because I know
you have to give yourself permission to, okay, as long as you know that you're working hard and doing what you need to do, you have to give yourself permission to not do that. If
Yeah.
that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
no.
You know?
Yeah.
You have, if I don't meet this exact goal the way it was supposed to be.
Right. The way I thought it was gonna happen.
I just give myself permission and I just continue to push on. Until I get there. So I think it's just about that permission and also about being patient.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, when things don't pan out, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen eventually.
Exactly.
You know, it just takes time.
Exactly.
It just takes time. And, you know, we talk about these expectations, we talk about these high goals, and you see other people doing certain things, doing great things.
Right.
And you have that in yourself, like, I want to do great things too. I want to be great too.
Yeah.
How do you deal with not comparing yourself to others and finding your own way on social media as you grow and your business grows?
2 answers.
Yeah.
So the first thing I think is very important, and we all know, not to compare ourselves to other people, but to compare ourselves to ourselves.
Yeah.
So I compare myself to how I was last week, you know, or yesterday. I always want to evolve. So, you know, last week I got a lot done for my business. So tomorrow's Monday, it's a new week. I'm comparing myself to myself.
Yes.
You know, to step it up a notch, not to anyone else.
Yeah.
And then my second answer to that question is, you know, instead of looking at it like, wow, I want to be there, you know, you know, in a bad way, I use it to inspire me, you know, or to sometimes, you know, the community, people want to help you out. So maybe I'll reach out to people. How did you get to that level? What did you use? You know, get their insight. So I use it as inspiration, motivation, and community.
Yes.
Really.
And that's good because social media, it's a double-edged sword. You know, it can be filled with great things, that community, that people are helpful. I mean, these are people all around the world, you know, and they're now, you can interact with them like that. Or it can be used to, you know, see other people doing things and feel bad about yourself and feel like, oh, okay, I can't get there, I can't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, you can
compare yourself to yourself. So if you need to do some comparison, look at your social media a month ago and see your growth and see how you're doing. You know, are you posting more? Are you posting more content? Are you helping people a little more? Do that. And I think that's the way I do it. And I think that works. That works better and it feels better.
Yes, and that makes take a note. You made a decision to leave your job and build a business full time. Talk about how you came to that decision and what life looked like once you actually decided to, you know, do your entrepreneurship full time. Because
the thing I always say about fear, you're gonna feel it. You have to just feel the fear and do it anyway.
Right.
Like action just eliminates the fear.
Yes.
But as far as getting me to that point, I think I talked about it a little earlier, is just the personal and spiritual development. Because when you are in a space where you know that you know that you know that you know that this is what you're supposed to be doing. And this is how you're going to do it. You may not know all the answers, but it's feeling, and this is what I work with people on with life purpose, because you just get, okay, I have to do this.
Yes.
And then once you get there, I'm not going to lie, it was uncomfortable.
Right.
But if you're always comfortable, you're not growing. So I had to understand, okay, get a little uncomfortable. That means sometimes I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. Yay, I'm growing.
See, that's a really good take on that. I'm like, no, I'm too uncomfortable with this. I gotta take a step back.
Exactly, and what you realize is once you really get that thing done that was so uncomfortable or you were so fearful of, afterwards you'll be like, oh, that wasn't really that.
It's really not that bad.
It's
really not that bad. And by the end of the day, if you needed to find another job,
exactly,
you can find another job.
And another part of that, you set yourself up for success. You know, we live in a world where we have to pay bills and we have to. So you know, you set yourself up for success with savings or, you know, whatever your living arrangements are.
Right.
And you give yourself cushion, you know, a little bit of cushion because it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
So set yourself up for success and go for it.
Right.
Or I even know some people, they go for it and work at the same time until they can quit. I think that's a good, you know, formula too. So you just position yourself, but you just keep going, keep growing. You know, you have the fear, just look at the fear as excitement. Like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
if I do this, I'm really on the next level now.
Yeah.
You play mind games. It works. It
does. It's all in here.
It really.
So, you know, this journey is still a lot of ups and downs, and so I want to talk a little bit about the struggles. You know, what do you do when you know, life happens, things happen in business, and you struggle with certain things? How do you overcome those struggles and keep going anyway? Because, you know, this is a journey and it takes time.
I think, because I had some struggles this summer actually, and I think it's really important to give yourself permission to let life happen.
Right.
So it's just like when you were working in corporate America, the boss gave you a week or two if you had a death in the family.
Right.
You have to give yourself that same, okay, things are not going well right now, but okay, this is life.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, you push through that, you give yourself permission, and then for me, it just comes to a point where you just have to decide to get back focused, you know, just make that decision. And, you know, get support from people, so accountability.
Right, that's really important.
Yeah, so for me, it's just the permission, the decision, and the accountability.
Yes, and that's really important. The same thing happened to me. I got pregnant at a time that I wasn't expecting. I know it's so great, but it wasn't at the time, and it was very traumatic.
Yeah.
And I didn't give myself permission. I felt very bad about getting pregnant at a time in my life where I was really looking at my career, like, okay, I'm doing great things.
Right.
And I had to take some time, set myself back. That time was a lot longer than 6 to 8 weeks. It was months. But I gave myself some time, and I decided that, okay, now it's time to get back. You know, now it's time to do things.
Yeah, it's a balance of giving yourself that time. And then sometimes, you know, and people say, how do you get back focused?
Right.
And the way you do that is to realize that, okay, this is not about me on some level, right? So, okay, let me give myself my personal time to do what needs to happen.
Right.
And then from there, we're of service. So I have to really get back in it, because this is not about me. This is about me helping people.
I learn a lot when in this entrepreneurial journey, and things happen that's unexpected, and I just want to know, what's one of the greatest lessons that you've learned as an entrepreneur? If you were telling the young entrepreneur today, that wants to start a business, what would you tell her here?
Patience. Because like I said, when you know that, you know, this is it, this is what I'm doing, I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen when you want it to happen and how you want it to happen.
No, it never does.
So you just have to know to just be patient, do what you can, show up how you can, but just wait for it to happen how it's supposed to. So I'm still learning that lesson daily. I'm like, I think I should be doing more things,
and,
you know?
And I think it's really hard for people in this day and age, because we want everything so instant. You know, I mean, the browser takes 3 seconds to load, and you're like, come on, let me start my computer over. I need a faster internet connection. Like, restart. And that's just not how success happens.
Exactly.
You know, people come out, artists come out, and people think, oh, you know, they're a night success, and it's not true. These people have been working on their craft for years.
You don't stop. You just be patient. That's the lesson.
Yeah.
You know, I hear people get to a place where they say, okay, it's not working.
Right.
No, you just have to be patient. You know, it works if you work it. So if you're doing what you got to do and making the connections you need to, putting your energy into it, it's going to work.
Yes.
You just have to be patient.
Feel Free Club is about living your true life, living the way that you want to, and not feeling like you have to make any excuses for it. Just being true to yourself. So I wanted to ask you, what is it to live freely for Janae?
Living freely, to me, is a feeling. That's why I like that you call it Feel Free TV, because it really is a feeling. And the way that you get to that feeling is to live in purpose.
Right.
So to live your life purpose. You know, when you are aligned with why you're here on this earth, and you're doing things that you love to do, you get these feelings I can't really articulate. Yeah. It's like I said, it's just this feeling like, wow, you feel free. Yes. So living in purpose, and that's why I do what I do. Yeah. I'm like, Guys, live in purpose.
Right, it's so much better. It's so much better.
You're right about that, Janae. Walking in purpose is better. And when you start that path, you'll find that you have more than one. Thanks for taking the time to share yours. Want more inspiration and interviews? Good, because there are more to come. Never miss a single one. Subscribe now. Like right now.